What's up, curators? We're back. I'm Brandon Patrick, and if you're a fan of vinyl, you're a fan of me, you want to support the show, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. That's going to help me immensely. It'll trick the algorithm into thinking this is great, and who knows what'll happen. Maybe I'll open up my own record store. Nope, probably not, but it'll let more people see it. And the more people that see it, the more people will love it. The more people that love it, sky's the limit, kids. Let's get into it. Today on the show, we're talking secret jazz. Now, what is secret jazz? Secret jazz is instrumental albums made by musicians that don't typically make instrumental music. Simple. We're gonna start it off with a Stevie Wonder record that's gonna be pretty easy to find, but not super well known about. The record is called Yevitz Red Now. Stevie Wonder spelled backwards. Genius, right? Yeah. He's playing harmonica on this whole thing. No singing, no keyboard playing. It's got some pretty lush horn arrangements and string arrangements. It's a pretty impressive album, but you wouldn't know it was Stevie Wonder unless someone told you. It just doesn't have that Stevie Wonder funkiness or that Motown Stevie Wonder feel. It's just one of those weird records that he put out, wanted to put an instrumental, and they were like, okay, but you can't use your name because that's not gonna sell to the fans. And Yevitz Red Now. Pretty easy to find. I found it for under 10 bucks. You should be able to do about the same. I wouldn't pay more than 10 bucks for it. It's not music you're gonna be coming back to a bunch of times, but it is interesting. It is something you could talk about. It's something you could have in your collection that people go, oh, I didn't know he did that. You did. Boom. Moving on from Stevie Wonder, we've got Madhouse 8. Now, if you listen to the Prince episode, you know that we've already talked about this record. This record is an instrumental Prince album. One of the hidden ones they put out in the 80s, didn't put his name on it, didn't put his name anywhere with it. Just a secret record that the diehards know about, the fans know about, and now you know about. This is a cool record to listen to. It's got Prince on every instrument except for the saxophone. Eric Leeds, Prince's saxophonist, is on the album playing saxophone, and it's good. It's actually one of the albums I put on just when I'm listening, like when I'm cleaning the house or looking for something kind of jazzy, kind of funky. It's a great record to listen to, and it's a good one to have in the collection when people come over, oh, what's that? Who's that pretty girl petting the dog? What? That's a Prince record. Little secret trivia in there. It's just a cool record to have. It's pretty expensive because it hasn't been reprinted. I got my copy for about 50 bucks. You can get yours for somewhere in that ballpark. Doesn't matter if it comes from Germany, from England. I think this one came from England. You can't tell. Same cover, same art, same music. Get you some Madhouse 8. There's another Madhouse album called 16. That one's not quite as unique. It's got a bunch of musicians playing on it. It's not just Prince and Eric. It's Prince, Eric, Sheely, Levi. Basically the 87 Prince band. Not as exciting. The music isn't as singularly focused as this one is. So if you're gonna get a Madhouse album, I say go 8. Now what do we have here? A record store staple, Herbie Mann Push Push. I've seen this in just about every record store I've ever been to. I was never super into it until I listened to it. And it is a flute album.
Jazz flute.
But the reason this goes in the secret jazz category, the guitar player on this album, Duane Allman from the Allman Brothers. He's playing some amazing bluesy R&B influenced solos, and it's a great little secret hidden gem that you can put on and people are like, oh, this is kind of mellow, fluty. And the cool thing about this album, he's playing a lot of pop songs. So he's playing Aretha Franklin, Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye. He's playing a lot of songs that you're familiar with. So one of the things that kind of keeps people out of the jazz realm is, oh, I don't know what these songs are. Well, you're gonna recognize a lot of these songs. You're gonna put them on and you're like, oh, okay, this is something I recognize. It's great for parties. It's great for just hanging out. It's great for just, oh, something a little bit different. I highly recommend this album. You're probably not gonna pay more than 10 bucks for it. I certainly didn't. It's in mint condition. And there you go. Now, we wouldn't be talking about secret jazz without talking about the king of secret jazz, Mr. Ray Charles. Ray Charles and Milt Jackson, Soul Brothers, this is one of the coolest albums I own. One of the cool things about it, Ray doesn't sing one song, okay? He's playing piano for most of it, but there's a track on there called How Long Blues. Second track on the first side. Ray Charles is playing the alto saxophone. What? That's right, Ray Charles played the saxophone. And he plays it with the same blues swagger that he sings. It's one of those things that, like, when I first heard it, it was on a Spotify playlist. I was driving. I had to pull the car over once I heard this sax solo. I was like, what the is going on? You know, it is insane. Ray Charles is a surprisingly bluesy sax player. He's one of those guys that just comes out of the gate and you're like, oh, okay, I feel this. And then it's just, there's a note. That's all I can say. There is a note that he plays that if it doesn't hit your soul, you don't have a soul. Now, the thing about Ray, he's the king of secret jazz, because he doesn't just have this album with Milt Jackson. No. He's got this album, My Kind of Jazz. It's him, the Count Basie Band. But that's not it. Okay, genius plus soul equals jazz. Yeah, a third Ray Charles jazz album. This is one of the coolest ones because it is the Count Basie Band backing him, so it's a big band. He's playing organ, he's playing keyboards, he's not doing a lot of singing. I think he sings on 2 songs here, but all of the arrangements, Quincy Jones and Ralph Burns. Quincy Jones was one of the greatest jazz arrangers to ever arrange jazz, and this album is an incredible showcase for him. He's arranging for the Basie Band, one of the hardest swinging jazz groups to ever exist, with Ray Charles leading it. Holy crap. This is a great album to put on when you're trying to, like, surprise your friends. Oh my God, listen to what Ray's doing. That's right, Ray Charles. Yeah, it's a great album to put on. Hard-hitting tracks, a lot of big band stuff. The arrangements are great. And because it's Quincy Jones, they still sort of hold up. It doesn't sound like 1940s jazz where it's or whatever. You know, it's great, hard-swinging, blues-based, big band jazz with Ray Charles. And we're not done. Now, this final album, posthumous. Ray Charles and the Count Basie Band, just like with the other one. The cool thing about this album is it is a Frankenstein of sorts. This album was the vocals from a live Ray Charles show. And then they re-engineered and rearranged the horn parts for a modern big band. So you're listening to live vocals over studio audio. Very rare, very technologically difficult what they did. Stitching these things together, making it sound seamless. This album is incredible. I bought it on CD when it first came out. I lost that CD, bought it on CD again, and this year it came out on vinyl, which is why we're talking about it. This is one of those records you're gonna put on, people are gonna be like, whoa, what is this? It sounds fresh, it sounds new. Is Ray Charles still alive? Nope, dead. But these arrangements will never die. This music will never die. This is incredible secret jazz from one of the most soulful musicians of all time with one of the hardest swinging bands of all time. I can't recommend this record enough. The modern Basie Band, the ghost band, if you will, just as hard swinging and as hard blowing as the original Count Basie Band. So you're basically getting a time capsule, 70s Ray Charles vocals when he was at his strongest live with modern arrangements. So the fidelity and the sound are right where you want them. This record, can't recommend it enough. Once you get it, you're gonna put it on and be like, oh my God, where's this been my whole life? I hope more estates do more cool stuff like this. Take the vocals, put them over modern arrangements and stuff like that. This really shows you what could be done with the music, what could be done with these posthumous ghost bands, these legacy sort of artists. This is, in my opinion, what the Prince estate could be doing, what the Michael Jackson estate could be doing, what the James Brown estate could be doing. You could really take these vocals, infuse them with some life from some newer musicians and some newer arrangements, and just extend the life of them. This is a great record. Highly recommend it. If you've got it, you know. If you don't, now you do. And this has been Curate, Secret Jazz Edition. If you found this to be helpful, like, comment, subscribe, let me know so I can keep making more. If not, keep your fucking mouth shut.